Hello, and welcome to the Southwestern Career Connection podcast, focused on helping you find your future, your passion at Southwestern Community College. You can search for career services on SCC's webpage to learn about resources and events that will help you reach your peak, which stands for Professional Exploration and Knowledge. Hosted by Mike Despo, our Director of Career Services, today's episode features Pamela Judson, a pre-health science success coach. And now, here's your host, Mike Despo.
Pamela Judson.
Hello.
Welcome to the Southwestern Career Connection podcast.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad to do it. We've never had this kind of formal conversation before, but I've known and worked with you, and we've been friends for, a little while now.
A couple decades.
Yeah, literally. So this podcast is really a fun thing. We started it during the pandemic. I didn't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Well, when we went to the mattresses, so to speak, as they say in The Godfather, when everything shut down, Career Services had conversations with public relations here, and we said, how can we be really super relevant to people in our community? And so we did this it's a session of interviews with industry leaders around the area. We had trades, we had information technology, we had college transfer focus with STEM, and we had a healthcare hospital administrator too.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because we learned how people were adjusting. But now here we are post-pandemic in the brave new world, and we're doing some cool things here. And I'm sure that you and I could talk about biking and other interests that we share. But today, this podcast is about career stuff here at Southwestern.
Okay, great.
And you're in kind of a key seat because we are going to talk about healthcare again.
Wonderful.
And I think you have more to say than me or any hospital admin or anybody, because you were in the middle of it at SCC and you're a kind of cool new position. So I thought it would be useful to our listening public to hear what you do and kind of how they can leverage SCC for success in the healthcare professions.
Okay. So you want me to kind of describe what I do?
Yeah, I'll just start it with, what are 16 reasons that you love your job?
16 reasons. Oh my goodness. Well, I think the number one is that I really have the opportunity to help students in our area figure out what they want to do in healthcare and then make sure they get a spot in the program to be able to do that. So I think that is probably number one. Number two is I work with an amazing team of folks at SCC who are active in the healthcare field and also teaching, and they're passionate about what they do. The students, number three, probably through 16. The students are the reason I do it.
I'm not surprised. If I'd said, what are 3 reasons, those would have come to mind to me, just knowing you. But that number 16, where does that come from? Man, why would I have asked you that?
Oh, I think you'd probably ask because there are 16 health programs at
Yes.
SCC, so maybe you were hoping I was going to list them all.
I was not.
Oh,
no,
okay.
but I know there are 16 programs here, and they are so well positioned and tied to gainful employment in the healthcare sector. We can help students, new students, people who are redefining themselves into a new career, kind of shift
Absolutely.
gears and enter at so many different points. It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
It's more than 16 when you think about all the certifications and diplomas and extra stuff that people can do there.
Right.
So,
We do have a number of certificates within the actual Associate in Applied Science programs. We have diplomas. So whether you're looking at coming for a semester, a year, or 2.5 years, you've got a lot of options.
yeah, I think your position to do so much good. I mean, I'll just describe how things were before you were in that position. I mean,
Okay.
we've always been relevant to the healthcare sector, and we've always helped students do this. And you've lived in this community a long time like me, and it's pretty cool to walk into CVS Pharmacy or to go get a CAT scan or to go to your doctor, and that medical assistant, that radiology tech, that nurse, they probably were educated here.
Absolutely.
I get stopped in Ingalls, hey, Mike. But before you were in this job, like many small institutions, a lot of people wear many hats, that kind of thing. And then one of the hats that I really enjoy wearing, and still, I mean, this is really important, is if a student's not certain about what to do with their life, at SEC,
Right.
then I'm a career counselor, and so I get to do career assessments and talk them through their interests and their values, and maybe use some tools and help them arrive at an informed decision.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if that decision has anything to do with health sciences, I can say I've got a special new tool in my back pocket. I can say, let me walk you over to Pamela Judson's office, because she can help you navigate that whole process of getting admitted to a selective program, or trying to figure out which one
Right.
kind of fits with your background already, and that kind of thing. We're a good team.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we work really well together. And I think that students sometimes, they know about nursing, they know
Yeah.
about being a doctor, but they're not aware that we have a respiratory therapy program, or that
Right.
we've recently started a dental assisting program. So just helping make them aware of what opportunities we have, and then letting them figure out what fits in with their lifestyle or their goals.
Yeah, I think that's really important to have people who can help you do that.
Absolutely.
When you show up here. So let's demystify something. Let's do a
Okay.
little case study.
All right, sounds good.
So I'm a new student,
Yep.
and I want to study, let's just say, physical therapy
Okay.
assistant, physical therapist assistant. It's occupational therapy assistant, it's physical therapist assistant. But
Right.
that's what I want to do.
Okay.
It's a selective program. Let's say I've already been in another career. I was a school teacher for 8 years, or I was an athletic trainer, or something else, right?
Okay.
And I want to do this thing, but gosh, there's so many steps to getting admitted to it, to figuring out if I have the right prereqs. That'll give anybody a little self-doubt. Sometimes it'll stop people and they won't move forward because they get confused or overwhelmed.
Right.
What's it like when I walk into your office and say, Pamela, Mike said that you can help me. Where do you start?
Right. So I think the first piece is we've tried to do a lot of demystifying, a lot of reducing the stressors. We used to have phases, and you'd have to go through phase 1, 2, 3 to try to figure out, when will I get accepted into the healthcare program? And we've really just lowered it into, these are the things we're looking for in a successful candidate,
Uh-huh.
and there's a rubric that you can follow as
Wow.
long as you do the steps. They work for all of the programs. So sometimes you don't even have to know as you start which program you want to go into. You just know you want to go into healthcare.
Yeah.
And so a student, when they come to my office, will have a conversation and make sure that they really know why they want to do whatever that career is. So if you said to me, physical therapy assistant, I would say, okay, well, let's talk about why. We might go into occupational therapy and talk a little bit about the differences between that. We could even end up talking about some other careers based on the things that you say. We would want an application,
Yep.
your transcripts on file. We would talk about the TEAS test, which
Yeah.
the ATI TEAS test is one of those things that a lot of people are really scared to take.
Yep, yep.
We do offer now a TEAS workshop, and so we have 3 of them offered just this semester alone, and so you could jump into one of those and get a lot of support on the math, the science, the English components of that TEAS test, so that it just becomes a little less stressful, a little less fear-inducing, as all standardized tests kind of do to people.
That's
And so
awesome.
after they take the TEAS test, we'll look at all those pieces together. There's a couple other components that have to do with what they've done in their life. So if they've got another degree, that can help. There's lots of different pieces. If they've worked in the healthcare field, even if it's in a completely different thing, that can support that. So
Mhm.
there's lots of ways students can bolster their application so that they can earn a spot into one of the programs.
My takeaway is that you are not on your own. If you're wanting to
Absolutely
explore these
not.
things.
So much support.
Yeah, and if they come from me, then they might already have a very, very deliberate, intentional plan in place, and then you're there to help them implement it. Figure out what
Absolutely.
steps. If they walk into your office first, it's not unknown for you to send them to career services.
Right.
Maybe you ought to take a back step and do
Right.
some career assessment. But also, with the demand out there in healthcare, there's something for everybody. in our program.
Absolutely.
They're not all selective. Some are nurturing. We can train you from wherever you're at, and you can make a difference in healthcare. So if that's what you want to do, you should come see Pam Judson, right?
Absolutely. One of the nice
Yeah.
things is I hear a lot, I want to help people.
Yep.
And that is probably
Yeah.
the number one factor in healthcare. But then past that, there's, the therapeutic realm where people are really trying to help people take a step up in their lives, whether it's physically, emotionally,
Sure.
all of those things. There's more of the investigative side, so folks wanting to do scans or learn more about radiography or sonography. Then there's the traditional routes, more like nursing. So there's so many different paths that there really is something for everyone.
Yeah, some are very high-touch, human-focused side communication.
Yeah.
With anything from nursing to nurse aid to human services.
Right.
It's like a social work degree. and
Absolutely.
you can work with people, all the way to surgical tech, where you are helping people, but hopefully they're not
Awake.
communicating with you.
Right.
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 Right. So different types of jobs for different types of
Yeah.
people. That's
Yeah,
really
and health
cool.
information technology,
Oh,
so
yeah.
definitely behind the scenes.
You can work from home.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, and some of the all of the healthcare faculty are some of my favorite people to work with
They
here
really
at the
are.
school.
Yeah.
They're so intent. They're so passionate about what they do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, educating this part of our workforce. They've all worked in their fields too,
Mhm.
which is pretty amazing.
Right.
They're inspiration.
Absolutely.
So, well, people will have an opportunity to meet them on October 20th at the health fair. Do you want to talk a little bit about what the health fair is all about? And I'll mention some of the other things we'll do.
So the health fair is an opportunity for SCC to showcase our health sciences programs.
Yep.
It is an opportunity for healthcare workers and employers around our area to come in and be a part of the community with SCC. And so we've got a lot of different screenings that will be offered that day.
Yeah.
Students are going to have incredible opportunities to learn more about the healthcare fields, and then talk with employers as well. So, basically it's just healthcare of our community all coming together.
It's all morning on October 20th. That's a Friday. People's week tends to
Right.
get a little easier, hopefully, by
Hopefully.
Friday. So hopefully folks can come out, whether you're a HOSA student in high school looking to enter a healthcare profession, or a 40-year-old person changing careers, and
Right.
everybody
Right.
in between, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I should mention that you, Pamela Judson, are going to moderate a panel.
I wonder who convinced me to do that.
I don't know. It's going to be from 9 to 10 in the morning, and it's going to be really, really accomplished second-year healthcare students who are in their clinicals and making tracks and have survived that first year of coursework
Right.
and the application process to get in. And I think you could I can't think of anybody better to pull from that panel of students, just gems of information. And that is targeting, who's that targeting, Pamela?
Well, hopefully, if I understand right.
First-year students.
Right, we've got first-year students, we've got also potentially high school students who are interested and just right there on the cusp, or even other students who are pre-health sciences
Yeah.
and want to know more of that. So,
Yeah, anybody interested.
yeah,
They can come, they can figure out a way in, they can
Yeah.
figure out how to succeed.
yeah.
We'll also have a panel of employers for second-year students. Anybody that wants to sit in on that to learn about finding jobs in the healthcare sector, navigating employment processes and selection and all that kind of thing, that'll be really great too.
Great
So,
opportunities.
yeah, soft skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So that is on October 20th, all morning. The panels are from 9 to 10 and 10 to 11. And I'm really glad, we're lucky to have you doing that.
I'm looking forward to it.
We're lucky to have you helping students.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. You too.
All right. Well, that's all I've got today on the Southwestern Career Connection podcast.
Well, fantastic. This is my first podcast. I've enjoyed it.
Well, this is not my first, but it's one of my favorites. So,
Excellent.
Yes, one of my favorite industries. It's a great topic. It's one of the just the most critical things that SEC does for the community. And you're certainly one of my favorite colleagues, so this has been a treat.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Absolutely.